What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Tammy Talks here. Let's go ahead and talk Love and Marriage Huntsville Season 4, Episode 9, Housewarming Cold Shoulder. I've been gone for a minute, but I was in my last semester of college, graduated last week Sunday, so I'm back. I have been watching, just not doing the videos. But we're going to talk about this one. So, if you're brand new to my channel, I do breakdowns of various TV shows, both scripted and reality. I'm interjecting my own thoughts, opinions, and theories into each and every recap. So, if you enjoy the type of content, please consider subscribing, thumbs up the video, and then hopping into the comment section, y'all, so we can talk about everything that happened in this episode. So, it picks up where the last episode left off, where we're at Jalen's very show produced housewarming party that had just literally everyone from the cast. And it's at the part where Miss Wanda was telling, basically calling Stormy, Mel, and Kimmy some bitches for being at Mel's, was it a pajama party for Christmas, and talking about Tisha. And Kimmy tells her, it could be no bitches up in here. Okay? That's not what we gonna do. And then what irritated me was the entire time Tisha is kind of like cowering and hiding in the kitchen. And on one hand, I get it. Tisha can't control, her mother is a grown woman. And, you can't make another grown person do anything. But I also kind of feel like Tisha is just not holding her mom accountable for anything. The whole notion of, well, Kimmy invited her, so Kimmy has to deal with her. Nah, your mom will be on bull. You need to try to check that in, because it's not doing anything but embarrassing you. It's not embarrassing anybody else. This is a reflection of you. But see, Tisha likes the fact that her mom keeps up all this mess, because it kind of pulls the heat off of her a little bit. So Marcel says in his confessional, before that, Miss Wanda says, well, they called her out. And Kimmy said, nobody said anything about you. You came in here calling us bitches. You can have whatever type of energy you want. You can feel whatever type of way you feel, but you're not going to disrespect us in this house right now. And I felt that. If you want to be mad and do all the bumping of the gums over to the side, perfectly fine. But don't come over in here saying that we're bitches and that we can't afford to buy shoes that come in a box. Because nobody knows what that means. So Miss Wanda said, well, basically she's going to say what she want to say. She said what she said, and she meant what she said. And then she was like, I'm going to say whatever the fuck I want to say. That's what she's standing on it. And I just kind of feel like Tisha has to do something to control her mother. I also wonder why Carlos King is allowing Miss Wanda to stay on the show and be as messy as she is. Like, I feel like there's more than enough drama that's going on between the different cast members that we don't need Miss Wanda coming in with her colorful colloquialisms and just adding, just spraying gasoline on the fire. It's not necessary, to be real. It's embarrassing, and it almost feels like Miss Wanda is being exploited just to get a couple more laughs, to get a couple more views, so that we don't have to really come up with storylines for people. It's been getting old to me. So Marcel goes with Maurice over to the side, and he says in his confessional that Wanda is the one that is keeping up all the drama, and that Jalen deserved better at his housewarming party. They all deserved better, and I completely agree. The fact that Miss Wanda comes in and is always hot and heavy and is always ready to go 0 to a trillion, it's not cute. No one is saying, go Miss Wanda, get into it. No one is super hype when she comes in and does this foolishness. No one is. And if you are, that says a lot about you as a person. So Marcel then tells Maurice that he's tired of Wanda, and she's the one that's really bringing all the toxic energy that is to the group. He said that right now Wanda is the one that's bringing all the drama to Tisha. Wanda is the one that's constantly, bringing all the rumors to the group. Wanda is the one that's doing all of this and keeping this up, and she's the one that's basically trying to tear Tisha's life apart And it's the reason that she's in tears and she's second guessing things, and it sucks that it's somebody that Tisha can't get away from. You know what I mean? It's not a friend who Tisha can be like, okay, you know what? I'm off this. I'm gonna have to separate myself from you, from the foolishness. Like, this is somebody who is in her life and is going to be in her life. So Maurice then tells him that before the Atlanta trip, he needs to get all this squared away with Tisha. Whether it's having some type of conversation so they can come to an understanding about what's going to happen in the trip, just making sure they're good. You know, the whole picture situation isn't necessarily, the best look. Like, let's get all of that squared away. Let's get all of that handled so that, Tisha doesn't feel a way about you going on the trip. Marcel feels that we're good. We don't have any issues. We don't have anything that's wrong. Like, it's everybody else around us that's keeping up the drama. That can't be true, Marcel, because if that was true and Tisha is completely and honestly good with everything that's going on, she wouldn't have called you out to black to have a conversation about the picture. She wouldn't be questioning you about it. If Tisha was truly, truly okay with everything that was going on and she wasn't batting an eye or even losing sleep over it, whatever, y'all wouldn't be having these conversations about it. She would be letting it roll off her back. She would be laughing at it. We wouldn't see these moments where she looks all pensive and she's contemplating, what could this really be true? So Maurice is trying to give him some big brother advice. Marcel feels that he has everything under control. So I say, if Marcel feels he got everything under control, let Marcel have everything under control. Very simple. So we then go over to Melody's house. Her mom comes over to help her with the skincare launch. So Melody tells her mom that she's kind of stressing out about it because she wants everything to go well, but she's happy that she came over to help her. She's really focused on this rebrand of herself, rebrand of her product, and that she's going to change her last name back to her maiden name. She said she explained it to the kids, kind of how divorce works, I guess how the name change would factor into that, and everything's good with it. Kimmy then meets with Tiffany. Tiffany asks, how did things go with Stormy and Destiny at the housewarming? Kimmy said that Stormy didn't like how Destiny called her sweetie. I was on Stormy's side with that. Sweetie is condescending, right? But I am also from the North. I don't live in the South where you hear a lot of honey and hun and sweetie and stuff like that down there. That is honestly and truly just how a lot of them talk. Right? But I feel like in that instance, Destiny was being condescending. The fact that Destiny chose to be condescending about it and then wanted to act like, oh my God, I can't call you sweetie, and got up and made a production and then ran off. And then when nobody followed after Destiny, she then came back in the house because production told her, oh, we gonna finish filming, don't you worry. So it just kind of feels like I was on Stormy's side with it. We could have a conversation without you calling me sweetie. The fact that Destiny couldn't just adjust herself and not call the lady sweetie, that was childish. So Kimmy just tells her that they need to learn to speak to other people how they want to be spoken to. Because I am very, very willing to bet that if Stormy would have called Destiny sweetie in that context as well, during that conversation, Destiny would have had the exact same reaction that Stormy had. So they're never going to get ahead, or they're never going to progress with whatever the issue is, because both of them are super hot and heavy. Both are super hot and heavy, and both just don't want to admit that they're wrong or take any, ownership for how things are going. So Kimmy said that because Tiffany asked what's going on with her and Maurice recently. Kimmy's now a broker. She passed her broker's license, and her and Maurice opened a brokerage. So Tiffany kind of asked her, how does that work with them working so closely together? Because Lewis feels that Tiffany works too much. Kimmy said that when they first got together, she was in corporate America, she was an executive. And because of that, she was the one that was working, 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 working. Maurice, on the other hand, is an entrepreneur by heart. So Kimmy works more actual tangible hours at that time. And now it's kind of flipped because Maurice, he has he's a lawyer, he does credit repair, they're doing all these different things. Tiffany feels that Tiffany wants a baby. And she kind of feels the way that Lewis said they are too busy for kids right now. So Kimmy tells her, well, it's going to be starting all over. It's not just jumping right to, your 13-year-old where they can feed themselves, they can make themselves a sandwich. They can give themselves a bath. Like, they're self-sufficient to a degree. You got to start all over. Babies, diapers, daycare, all of that type of stuff. You got to start all the way over. Tiffany said that she can make the time for the baby. Kimmy made a very good point. If you can make time for the baby, you can make time for your husband right now. Tiffany doesn't look at it that way, I guess, because Tiffany looked dumbfounded at Kimmy saying that. Kimmy then in her confessional says, people make time for what they want to make time for. And that is 1,000% true. Whenever people say they're too busy to do something, you're not. You make time for what you absolutely want to make time for. I feel it's the same way when you try to connect with a person, like to hang out with them or, catch up with them. If they say that they don't have time to do that, but you see them out doing, other things, people make time for what they want. So Tiffany does not want to make the time for her husband, but she wants a baby. That's basically what it is. She then talks about how Lewis says that she doesn't have time to do things, but after she comes back from Alabama, he's going to be in Atlanta. So you can go on a trip, whether it's to go find your birth parents or not. Why can't he go on a trip a couple days later? That argument really falls flat. To me, at least. That argument falls completely flat, Tiffany. So, Kimmy doesn't think that the Atlanta trip is a good idea anyways, because of what happened on the last trip with, the picture. She also feels that their group does not let things calm down. We gotta remember that this stuff was filmed, a couple of months ago. So when they're going through the Atlanta picture and all that stuff, that is still kind of fresh for them. And she just kind of feels like they don't let anything, calm down. They're just always, oh, this happened. Okay, everybody's cool with it. Okay, let's take another trip. And then Tiffany talks about how she doesn't think girls' trips are fun. How she's supposed to have fun with a bunch of girls. Kimmy agrees as well. Girls' trips can be fun, but y'all have a lot of drama. That's what that comes down to. Y'all have a lot of drama. Y'all can't even have a Valentine's Day dinner without it getting ready to come to fisticuffs. So that's why y'all don't like girls' trips, because y'all all are childish and don't know how to behave as adults and have fun with your adult girlfriends. That's really all that comes down to. So we see Martell, he's meeting with the tutor because he wants to pass the home builder's test. So the tutor asks him, why do you want to take the test? Like, why do you want to get your builder's license? And he talks about how, he took it a couple years ago, he failed, but since his wife passed, he didn't necessarily need to have it. But now that he has an ex-wife, and he's been just kind of partnering with with other people that do have their license. He wants to be able to build his house. He wants to be able to kind of be more self-sufficient to where he doesn't necessarily have to go and partner with someone else or rely on someone else in order to start, making the moves that he wants to make. So he's passionate about turning nothing into something. So she tells him that's great. So use that same motivation, right? Use the same motivation that you have. And when you don't feel like studying, when you don't feel like going through all these things, keep that in mind because that's what's going to fuel you forward. She then talked about how the first part of the test, 40 questions, you just need a 65% on it. So she said that's about 26 questions. So you cannot even, you don't even have to really answer all 40 questions. So it seems like Miss Tutor is planning on teaching him how to do the very least he can to pass. That's the vibe I got from it. But Martell said he's excited. He's convinced that he's going to be able to pass it. The tutor said that she can definitely help him pass. I hope he does pass. I don't want to have to see Martell bouncing between different people, on future seasons, trying to partner with somebody to rebuild his company and all that type of stuff. So we get to Mel's skincare launch. Shout out to Bonnie Blue. Bonnie was all up and through that launch. They showed a couple different shots of her, so that was dope to see. So Kimmy then recalls when Tisha was put out of the last event, and how she's hoping that nothing like that happens at this event. So they're all having just a little basic talk. Kiki walks over and speaks to Stormy. Hey, I don't know if you remember me. I was at the, I might jumpstart your memory. I'm Kiki. Stormy knew who that lady was. Stormy is messy. Stormy is messy AF. Stormy is trying to, what is it? If this was Housewives, she would be trying to get a peach. What are they holding? What is this? A hammer because they build houses. Stormy is trying to solidify being able to dance in the opening of this show. Because I feel like Stormy is doing a lot. She's doing the most. Stormy now has beef with all these people on the show, and girl, for what? You're like a secondary character. You should be in the back chilling, hanging out. Try to get more focus on your business. Try to get more focus on yourself by not having it come across as, oh, you have beef. That's the girl that tried to fight. That's the girl that's shading everybody. I feel like every scene Stormy is in is kind of negative, which isn't the best look. But it's reality TV, so maybe it don't matter. So Kiki tells her, I heard it was a lot of conversations that were going on back and forth, involving me from Melody's party. While Kiki is talking, Stormy starts dancing and kind of and ignoring her, and then finally sits down. So Kiki is talking to Tiffany, was like, was that Shay? Was that draw Shay? I didn't know we had a problem. Stormy sits down and is like, ooh, my feet hurt. Stormy's trying to move past it. Now, this is where Kiki, I feel went wrong. So the entire time they're standing there, Kiki keeps telling her, or Kiki is talking basically indirectly to Stormy, who is sitting right here. Kiki is standing right here, and she's saying, oh yeah, because I don't like subliminals. I didn't know there was an issue between us. Was that shade? Did she shade me? Was that shade? Did she shade me? I didn't know we had a problem. I thought we were cool. She don't want to talk to you, Stormy. Let it go. Tisha's whole damn family is messy. I don't care what nobody says. In these past 4 seasons, I have not seen one person from Tisha's family that has been on the show that has shown themselves to be a functioning adult. What I mean by functioning adult is somebody that knows how to handle conflict in an adult manner, knows how to handle conflict correctly, somebody that knows how to not be messy. And I feel like the fact that everybody in her family is just, it bothers me. It just bothers me. As much as Tisha bothers me, for the most part, Tisha is trying to stay out of the drama. Kiki is trying to have a moment. Kiki wants to be on this damn show. So Stormy says in her confessional, while Kiki is going on and on about being dry shaded, that she doesn't really rock with Kiki after seeing how she was willing to dog out Tisha, and that's her own family. I agree. Anybody that is willing to talk cash shit about you and their family to other people, you can't trust a person like that. Because if you're willing to trash your family, I know for damn sure you have no problem trashing me. That's real. Like that to me that is super super real. But at the same time, Stormy, you were sitting up in her face doing all the bumping of the gums too. Something about Stormy seems very disingenuous. You can hide behind the fact that, oh, I'm so real and I'm gonna say what's on my mind and all this other stuff, but like you're coming across just as messy, just as untrustworthy, just as shady too, Stormy. So Tiffany said that we see Melody having her models demonstrate the foaming cleanser that she had, the milk bath. She's thanking everybody. The M&M kids are there. She's thanking her kids for all their patience. This is something that she wants to leave for them. Everything. As much as all of these adults on here act a fool, they are really trying to build generational wealth and build a legacy for their kids. They want to be able to leave their kids businesses and money and stuff like that. So that's great. While Melody's doing this speech, Tiffany's in the confessional that said she wants to stay on Melody's good side and not get on this bad side that Destiny and Martell keep warning her about. Okay? I mean, let's be real. Who hasn't Melody gotten to who hasn't Melody beefed with on this show? I think it might just be Maurice. Maurice might be the only person in Jalen that's in this like principal cast that we have not seen her get into it with. So Tiffany said that she wants to stay on her good side, so she's going to keep being a great friend to her because Melody has been a great friend to her in return. That's the way to do it. Don't listen to the outside noise on how your friendship should go with Melody. Now, when Melody does cross you because does seem to be a trend, okay? When Melody does cross you, when Melody does kind of throw you to the side because you don't agree with her or because you're not rocking with her the way that she thinks that you should, then you take that into consideration and you move forward with that. But don't have a preconceived notion and don't let how her relationships with other people are dictating your relationship. While this is happening, Kiki decides to put Kimmy to the side. And I'm like, at the event? All right. So Kiki said that she felt some tension from certain people when she walked in. Okay? Kimmy asked Kiki if she does not think that she said anything negative about Letitia. Kiki said that she thought the conversation was said in confidence. And this is where Kiki had me all the way effed up. So you think a show where there are cameras, not only that, before we even get there, you're at a party where there's say 10 women there, right? Is Kiki's version of confidence telling 10 people? On top of that, there is a camera crew. You are mic'd up. What part of this is confidence? You're wearing a battery pack. You're literally wearing a mic. You are filming for a television show that probably gets 1 million views. Give or take. I don't know I don't know the ratings for this. But let's say 1 million views per episode, right? Give or take. That's confidence to you? So when Kimmy was like confidence, I had the same reaction. So then Kiki doesn't understand why people were surprised they were there. Kimmy tells her, because I've been around for 4 years, I have never seen you at anything. Kiki says, yeah, I know. So then, yeah. If I have a party next week Sunday, right? I have a party. I have the people that I rock with most often. I got all these people there. And then I have somebody from high school. Somebody from high school that has not been around in years pop up, we are going to be surprised that you are there because you haven't been to anything else. I don't want to call Kiki slow, but I feel like Kiki is trying to give herself a moment. Kiki wants to be on TV because I refuse to believe that Kiki is this damn dense. So Kiki continues to say that she didn't say anything negative about her. Everything that she says was true. Damn it, Kiki. Something can be true and negative at the same time. Those two things can run simultaneous, babe. They can run at the same time. So she said that she was just confirming that she had several conversations about Marceau cheating with Kiki, with Tisha. And she said that Kimmy misheard. Kimmy said, well, I don't have to, back anything up or prove it because it's on tape. In that moment, Kiki is like 10 toes down, boy. She said, I don't know what you're talking about. Kimmy then tries to, let's pivot it, okay? Let's pivot it a different way. Sometimes it's not what you say, it's the company you say it in. Kiki said that's not true. It comes down to the words that you say. No. It always comes down to the company that you say, to the company you say it to, which is why people always say, be careful of the company that you keep. Because if I tell somebody something and that person goes and tells somebody else, and that person goes and tells somebody else, and it continues to flow, it comes down to the company. It doesn't matter what I said, because after you say things in a specific company, and those people go tell other people, now we're playing telephone. Now it's taken out of context. Now it's becoming a bigger issue than it needs to have been, because I said something in a mixed crowd that I shouldn't have. The fact that Kiki does not understand that is appalling. Kimmy told her, this has been fun. I'm going to go get in the milk bath, which basically means you dumb as fuck. That's what that means to me. So then the final scene is Tisha, Marceau, Kimmy, and Maurice are at dinner. Marceau said things got ugly at the housewarming because of Wanda. Tisha said it's difficult because she can't control her mom. It's not an issue of controlling your mom, but you can definitely check your mom in about how she's behaving. Or you can tell her that, like, basically, if you're going to come to every single event and you're going to keep starting things with people, then you don't need to come. Because let's be real, Miss Wanda didn't need to be at Jalen's housewarming party. Miss Wanda comes to a lot of things that Miss Wanda don't need to be at. So the fact that Tisha wants to use the cop-out of, I can't control my mom. No, you don't want to say anything because your mom is your guard dog. Your mom is your mouthpiece. For everything that Tisha is scared to say, everything that she's afraid to confront, her ignorant ass mama has no problem doing it. Like, you letting your mama go out bad, Tisha, and I don't understand, all because you don't know how to handle yourself. You can't handle the conflict, or basically you feel a way about yourself, you feel a way about your situation, so you're letting all the outside noise pollute your marriage. That's the real issue. So Kimmy said, well, we can ban her from events. And Tisha said, I can't ban my mom. Yes, the hell you can. You absolutely can. If y'all are filming, you can definitely not invite your mom to certain events. But I also feel like, Kimmy, you don't have to invite her either. That's not Jalen's grandmother. There's no need for Miss Wanda to be there. Marceau said that he can ban people, and if he needs to, any and everybody can get it. If you are trying to deliberately attack his marriage, he will ban you from his house. And Tisha was sitting there looking silly because Marceau said, I will hope that, we will be, on the same page with this. But if we aren't, you just going to have to forgive me later. Which basically means if your mama keep pulling up this bullshit, your mama too can get it and she can be banned from our house just as well as anybody else. Tisha said that they're going to see her mom soon because her mom is having a tasting for her food truck. Kimmy then goes on to say you're not going to ban her mom because you guys keep, footing the money for her. You do, like she tells Marcel, you do all this talk, but y'all are writing checks to, pay for whatever Wanda wants. Tisha said her mom felt that Kiki was wrong. Kimmy said, I told you. And I told Kiki that she was wrong. Tisha asked Kimmy for advice on how to deal with Kiki. The advice, ignore her. It's very simple advice. Ignore her. Keep her at arm's reach. You don't have to talk to her. A big misconception is that because somebody is your family, people feel like they have to talk to that person. They have to have a relationship with them. You don't. If you feel that Kimmy is a toxic person that is dead set on tearing down your marriage, do not talk to her. That's literally what it comes down to. You don't have to talk to her. You don't have to communicate with her. Kimmy tells her, I don't have no advice for you. But because Kimmy, like we've heard her say before in the past, when there are situations like this, I remove myself. I don't do all this drama and all this bullshit. So if there was an issue, I would have been stepped away from this altogether. Marceau says that Kiki feels away because Tisha told the Holtz some of her personal business some years ago. Marceau said that because of the type of friends that they were, in the nature of what Kiki was going through, they had to tell her. What was Kiki going through? Was it drugs, allegedly? Was it what did they think she was going to come in and steal? I want to know what is so pressing that you have to tell me somebody's personal business before they come to my house wasn't it for Christmas or something? I'm very, very curious. So Marceau then said that Tisha and Kiki never had conversations about cheating. Melody told Kiki something. Kiki came back and told it to Tisha. So he feels that Melody is using Kiki as a puppet, and I agree. Melody knows damn well what she's doing by having Kiki come to all these events that Tisha is not invited to. Melody can play in y'all's faces, but that is the main reason that she is inviting Kiki there. She wants Kiki to hear everybody talking about Tisha and to chime in so that she can go back and tell Tisha everything that was happening. It's basically, I want to talk shit about you and I want to make sure you damn well hear it. That's literally all it is. And then on the flip, she knows that Kiki has beef with Tisha, so she wants Kiki to spill whatever gossip she might have heard from family or other mutual friends. Melody wants to hear about that from Kiki so that she can in turn flip it and use that against Tisha the next time the two of them are together and get into a verbal argument. Melody is using Kiki as a puppet and Kiki is too damn stupid to see it, or Kiki is just too thirsty to be on TV and that's why she's going along with it. Very simple. But let me know what you guys thought about this episode. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.